How's it going?
What's up, Toby?
Fucking trading like an asshole.
That was me yesterday and Tuesday. I was calling myself an asshole. I was trading like an asshole. How are you doing on the day?
I've every day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I have gotten myself at least minus negative like 2,000 or
Yeah.
more.
How are you doing now?
Today I got down to like 2,500. Now I'm only down 500.
Okay.
Yesterday I got to break even. I was down 3,000. It's
Uh-huh.
just it's just fucking ridiculous. I shouldn't be going down that much.
Yeah, I saw that yesterday. I was looking through all of the messages earlier today. God, I need a haircut.
So I'm not sure if it's my game plan is wrong or something's changed in the market or
Um,
I'm just
I
getting
I
in a lot of
I
trouble.
used to have that issue like all the time, and luckily it doesn't seem to be such an issue for me anymore. But it was mostly just patience, I think. And we
Mhm.
can talk about it more, but um on the podcast, but it's mostly just patience. Like yesterday and Tuesday, I was really annoyed with how I traded. Um Tuesday I was at a high of 2,800, and then I was back down to zero at one point, and I finished the day at least at like 450 or 500.
Mm.
Um, uh, I managed to stop trading, and yesterday I was down 3,300 at one point, and then recovered it, got myself up to like 2,200, and then finished the day at like plus 700. And then today, so I'm having the same stuff, and then today I did a much better job just being a little more patient and taking better trades, basically. So I have the issue too, and I definitely used to have it like a lot more, like 2021. My biggest green month was March ever, and it was like 26 or 27,000. And then April, I was red like 26,000 that month, just because I kept chasing stuff. And I just mentioned in the Warrior chat, we're watching Top here just disintegrating. TIRX did that to me 2 years ago in April. It went from 100 to 12 in the day, and I lost about 9 grand on it during that time.
Mhm.
And now, at least luckily, I'm kind of recognizing that it's just like a Chinese liquidation trap. And I'm actually up like 550 on Top today. I'm just recognizing like it doesn't need to bounce. It could just actually drop to like zero.
It's at 26 bucks now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was
It was at a high of 108 earlier.
holy fuck.
Yeah.
Can you short it or is there no shares available?
Yeah, none available to borrow on ThinkorSwim.
Yeah, yesterday I was up early like 1K
Yeah.
and and then got myself down like negative 3K after that. And
Yeah,
then
yesterday I
I had it.
started the same. I was up a grand on SNTG yesterday morning, and then all of a sudden I was like red 300 on it.
And
And
then
then uh,
I got lucky on HCDI. Caught one trade out of a
today.
halt, dip and rip, got 700 bucks back, and then caught another dip and rip, and then held it into the halt, and then it opened like $3 up, and then
Yeah.
exited. So I did all that with just 500 shares, and then I was back to even. Then called it a day because I'm a degenerate or something's off. Something's bad.
Well, I'm really looking to wrap it up here. I am watching Top because if it does bounce at some point, it should give us dollars, like 5, 10, $20 a share on the bounce, maybe.
Are you
Um,
green now?
I'm nicely green now. Yeah, I'm actually up around 3,100 today, which
Wow.
is, yeah, which is why I'm trying to stop, because I I've traded really well today. I started the day actually down 750. So now I'm up really nicely and I haven't over traded at all yet. And so I'm really trying to just wrap it up now.
What did you trade mostly?
ASNS was my nice win. I'm up 2,400 on ASNS.
ASNS just saved my ass.
Yeah. Aside from that, my biggest winner is top at 550 and then 300, then 100. And I'm red 360 on Cyto, CYTO. So
ASNS was my only trade today. That would have been fantastic.
That was what I was really aware of coming into today. I just know that I spent all day yesterday and the day before over trading garbage and stuff that didn't make sense to trade at all. So I was like, I started a little bit red and I was like, it's just, I don't need to over trade this. Like something probably will pop up and I can trade that. And so that worked really well for me today.
I was chasing GFAI and just got fucking with like 3,000 shares, and it doesn't, right when those, the bids just pull away, you're at like even, and then you're at minus $500 instantly, and you can't recover. It doesn't bounce back up.
I was watching GFAI and I traded it just a little bit. Actually, so I only traded for 3,300 shares on GFAI, so not much at all. That's probably 3 trades, and I'm up 95 on it. And that was one of the things I noticed. The bid was just not strong. That's definitely an indicator that I pay attention to. Like it was moving up, but it was so choppy and just like it didn't feel strong.
Yeah. The first move it made was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I trade 38,000 shares on it.
Jeez.
I had quite a few trades.
Can we hear Alex? I don't know. Can we?
You guys hear me? I'm not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, because I was trying out this microphone, but I don't think it's working. It's like one of these to go. You bring it with you.
Yeah.
I was just listening though. Dude, it's been a hell of a week, huh?
All right, there we go. I'm in top at 29.63.
No, you bought it off the bottom.
Well, I'm scaling out now because it should be bouncing, and I know that it can just drop if it doesn't halt up here. So I took 200 shares. I've scaled out, and because it wasn't going, and now I'm holding. Oh boy. That put that full screen on me. I'm just trying to get out here. So I actually gave back just a tiny. God, that's annoying.
Such a crazy place to be trading this ticker. Why did it sell off so much today? What happened? No specific reason.
It's just like a Chinese liquidation trap, honestly.
Yeah. I was waiting for this to happen to TOP top. I thought it was going to happen a few days ago, but it kept on holding. Really
I mean,
well,
how many times have we seen it? Basically, I just saw a really big bid come in there at 20 something, so I took some position at 28.67, I guess. I just gave back 200 on it. See if I can make that back.
I was really waiting for something to trade today because I was just trending down all day, and I'm down like 1,000 right now. Actually, I think I'm better off than that. No, I'm only down 690 now. So I came back a little bit off the lows, but everything I went for just failed. I mean, SNGX, that nice front side was really where all the money was at, and then after that, it was just crap.
Yeah, today was kind of especially nasty. It was pretty gross.
Yeah, it really was.
Like HCDI.
I didn't trade GFAI. I heard Kobe talking about that one. Actually looks quite okay, but
I'm down over 1,000 on it. I was down 2,500 at my lowest today.
Yeah, it's frustrating. Are you still red on the day?
Yeah, I'm still red. I hit a good trade on
I saw that.
ASNS and got myself to like minus 500 now.
Yeah, that was
Almost made
AS.
TP on it.
Yeah, that was looking really good. Your trade on this one is that first initial breakout, it looks like. Or wait.
My trade was the dip and rip out of the halt.
Yeah, right here.
So right when it pulled, I opened, pulled back for a second. I slammed 2,500 shares, and then dumped them all at the top of that next green candle.
On which one? ASNS?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. I took 2 trades on it basically. And they worked out pretty well for me. One of them was 2,000 shares and the next one was like 1,200. I think top is about to go lower. There's a big bid, but it's not doing anything to the stock.
31.
Let's see if it can hold 30. So far it hasn't. It keeps dipping back down to like 28.
Before we started the pod today, I was kind of thinking there's a good chance it might be some live trading here. It just feels like one of those days.
Yeah. Come on, don't halt now that you stopped me out. False halt. Do it. Come on. Oh, that's garbage.
We had about a 74%.
Showing a $5 gap up. That's so annoying.
That tiny move is 20%, over 20%, huh? It's just insane.
Top is nuts.
Yeah. Let's see.
It'd be fun to like get in early on one of those one day and then just hold them overnight and see
I know.
It goes to $360 on you.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and I actually tried to do that on top the other day when it shot up to 260 after hours. I had 20 shares at 167 and I sold most of them at like 220s, but I kept 3 overnight. And by the time I was up for market open, they were down to 80. So it was just like, are you kidding me? But I mean, I took the risk that felt appropriate, just holding 3 shares. Like even if it had gone to 0, that would have been manageable.
Yeah.
That's another point.
So I was asking Danny before you got on, Alex, about managing risk and why the hell I've been going red so bad last, like every day this week has been.
Yeah, you've had the volatile P&L.
6,000 or minus 2,000 or whatever, and I keep crawling my way back, and I'm trading a lot of stuff that I've usually never trade because I'm trying to get better at the uncomfortable stuff like these stocks that have huge spreads like ASNS is kind of one that I would never even look at.
Super spready. Yeah.
Super spreader.
Yeah. Super soaker.
But when they're moving, what
do you think is happening? What do you think is happening with your P&L there? Are you jumping into bad trades? Are you oversizing on the wrong trades?
All of it.
Yeah.
I think that I'm taking way too, I thought that, kind of my edge was taking a lot of pokes and then getting out early if it wasn't going the right way, but that worked last month because pullbacks weren't that bad.
Yeah.
Now I'm getting into these stocks that are, when the bids drop,
yeah,
with 2,500 shares, I'm down $500 immediately. And so that strategy just does not work. So I need to stop trying to take pokes at everything and just kind of modify my strategy and just go for what I believe is really good setups, maybe just wait for the halts because I really like trading, halts. I like early breakouts. I like micro pullbacks and just stick to those and not touch anything else, and just mostly trade front side, because I've been getting in a lot of trouble kind of chasing on the way down, thinking it will bounce back a little bit. But once these things turn around, they seem to go all the way back down to where they started.
Yeah, I've been noticing that too lately. The last week or so, we had so many moves the other day. It was like it was MNIM, APM, and a couple more, all on the same after hours, that had like 300% moves, and then they came all the way back down with no bounce. That was Tuesday, when I went from up 2,800 on the day to finishing at 500, because I kept trying to trade them and just kept giving back more and more gains, and they just had no bounce at all. I've definitely been noticing that lately. You got to be really careful about trading the backside.
Yeah.
Or like after the initial pop on a lot of these moves.
It's so true. Like, you need to get that a really aggressive initial front side and be buying almost what feels like high. And once it's on the backside, you need to avoid it. Here, I had a huge loser thinking it was going to be a fake out to the downside, like a bear trap. And here I did the same thing. I was buying, I actually had a really nice entry if it reversed. And I thought we were going to break through VWAP because we already had so many tests on this line. And just from 1 second to another flushed down. I had like a $600 loser here. Also with way too much size, 2,500 shares. But yeah, and that's literally what it is. It's just once these tickers are sell off, I mean, exactly what you said. It was up 300% and it's just been selling off, and that backside is aggressive. You might be able to squeeze out 2%, but then you're always risking that 5-10% big red candle.
Yeah, exactly. I love a bear trap, but not after it's been consolidating for a while.
Yeah,
it needs to be like legitimately back into strength if it's been consolidating for a while, especially if it's had any rejections before earlier in the day.
That was my mistake today. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I definitely did a much better job of taking my hands off after hitting a nice win or two today. That was something that I did well.
Yeah, that's probably a good strategy I should think about as well. Hit a good trade and then just watch for a while, because
I saw your P&L and trading the other day where you had like 23,000 in winners, right? But like 26,000 in losses. Like, you're making a lot of money. You just need to
I just need to
as
figure out
much.
how to not exactly. I've said that for quite a while now. Like, I make quite a bit during the day, but I give back all of it a lot of the times too.
Yeah, you're cleaning up.
And if I'm making $23,000 and I can hold on to like half of that, that would be a fucking amazing day.
Yeah, right.
My biggest green day ever is only like $1,500.
That's interesting. Yeah,
but
I mean, you're
like, if I go to like 6K and then come back to flat, then I guess I came back 6,000, but I can't do that from on the green side.
I was having a lot of trouble with that last year too. I would start the day basically like down $2,000, and then I would finish the day like up 1,000. And I was like, why can't I just be up like 3,000 or 4,000? And I think that I've done a pretty good job kind of figuring that out, especially like the last 6 months or so. But it took it was a while figuring out kind of how to avoid those losses before starting to have better trades. And yesterday I did that too. I made $5,000 yesterday off of my bottom, off of my lows, but I was starting with negative 3,300. So
what's your biggest key to staying out of those red trades so you can capitalize on the green ones?
just patience and like trying to be as objective as possible and realizing what your best couple of trades are. Like last week, Colby especially was talking about like your trading plan and writing a playbook and your best setups, and really just internalizing it and understanding that it doesn't make sense to trade anything else. And I did not a very good job of that yesterday and the day before, and I was really frustrated mostly with that I just took so many trades and I was exhausted. And so today I did a much better job, and it's partially because I had really frustrating days the last 2 days. So also part of it definitely is making the same mistakes over and over again. And you get to a point eventually where you're just sick of making the same mistake, and then you start to make some changes. But it's definitely a journey down the hole before you get to that point, and then you find some relief, and then you might find yourself back down in that hole again at some point, and then you know, it's why trading is not easy.
Yeah, I've definitely been there before.
You've what?
It just feels like, you know, feels like forever, but it's only been 3 days in a row or whatever it is, 4 days in a row now.
Well, it's really frustrating when you're at the end of the day and you're like so frustrated, and but then you're like, okay, I'm gonna do better tomorrow, and then you do the same thing. Yeah, and I've done that plenty of times.
I had my notes, my game plan.
Yeah.
Boom, right back to like minus 2K. I'm like, this is amazing.
This is amazing. How did this happen again?
What the fuck am I doing? I have no clue anymore.
There's nothing so frustrating as giving back. Toby, what is you said your max green day was like 1,500, give or take. What was your max green day like before you maybe gave back profits? Do you know what that might have been? Like, have you ever had like a 3, 4, 5?
I've never been more green than like 1,500.
Okay, yeah, so that's like,
and I walked away with it once, and then you know, when I was getting them for the first time or getting into $1,000, I would just immediately stop because that's the highest I've ever been, and I wanted to bank it. And now I'm trying to trade past that a little bit. For, you know, I guess it's part of the learning curve, because I can make possibly more good trades and make more money, but at the same time, I need to not give it all back either. Like yesterday, I was up over 1K, $1,200. You know, that's only $300 off my best day ever, and managed to get myself minus 3,000 right after that.
Yeah,
got to break even by the end of the day. But fuck, I don't want to be making 500 trades. And
yeah, no, that's a long day. Nobody needs that kind of day. Yeah, for me, you guys know I've kind of said it on a few pods now, but I've been just trying to wrap it as soon as I think my expected value is just going south. But it's been working really good. I had, you know, like 2 $550 days, and then I had yesterday like a $650 day. They're not crazy green days, but they add up. You know, if you make 500 every day, let's say on average at the end of the month, you're up around $10,000, right? $10,000 a month.
Yeah.
Obviously it doesn't work like that, but you know, it's like today I'm down right now, 690. So I kind of gave back yesterday's profit. And today I've been kind of sticking around longer, waiting for that setup to finally move. I feel like in my mind, I'm like still green. Like I'm doing everything right. I'm just not getting the opportunities, or I'm doing a lot of things right. Some things I did wrong, obviously, but I'm very aware of that. I don't feel too emotional. So I thought, hey, I'll stick around to try to find some more opportunities, but they're really not coming today. I mean, it's really a risk-off trading day.
Today was like really not good. There was pretty much nothing worth trading, in my opinion, until ASNS popped up.
Yeah, you nailed that one, Toby. You know, honestly, SNGX had that opportunity. It was just like, you have to get these front sides really aggressive. And what happened to me this morning was so frustrating. I missed like 6 perfect entries by 1 or 2 cents. And this is why I know that, Danny, you've been talking about using market orders, because you don't care if you miss, where your execution is, you just want to get it in a general area. And
exactly.
what happened to me this morning literally highlights that point to the T, where it's like, if I just, got a little bit maybe higher of an entry, it pulled back, maybe I was down 1% or so, and then, I would have been able to at least be in it. And then finally, after the consolidation, I'm like, all right, let me get that extra cent. I finally get it, and then flushes, 10% on me.
Yeah, exactly. I would way rather be in the trade and be wrong than just miss the trade.
Yeah. There's nothing worse than missing the trade, because then you just get more and more FOMO, and then eventually you make that really stupid decision 30 minutes later because of all those missed entries.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I knew I was falling into that trap today too, before it even happened, which made it even more bitter once it finally happened.
Yeah, I definitely felt that way Tuesday too. I was like, I know that this isn't good, but it's like either I don't care, or I think that I can keep trading and keep taking good trades, and then like you just don't. It's hard.
Yeah, it is hard. It's difficult. But at least we're getting that good momentum. Are you guys thinking like 2 times a week we get like really good moves, it seems like, and then the other 3 days are just like sketchy? How do you feel about this momentum we're seeing? Because we're getting amazing gappers almost every day.
Yeah. This week's been definitely slower. But yeah, we've been seeing like basically at least one nice move a day, I feel like.
Yeah. And definitely every day, at least 1 or 2 tickers over 100%, which is insane.
Yeah.
It might not be super tradable, but I mean, the momentum's there.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of like these huge spread kind of, mid-dollar tickers that are kind of halting all over the place. So there's a lot of opportunity with those stocks like DCAI yesterday, ASNS today.
Yeah, ASNS has been nice today. IMGN really annoyed me yesterday. It's like a 200 million float, and it just kept going, and I kept trying to short it, and then I would go long, and I was just losing on like every trade I took on it. After saying that I didn't have any interest in it.
This ticker I found very difficult to try to scalp, because it was like the definition of a grinder, and then it has these big pullbacks. So today I was kind of like, all right, this bastard grinder ticker. I kind of realized that, and I just did like a 5-minute setup, and I just wanted to hold for like a double top. So I kind of got it, but I just did it with very small size just to like test my thesis. But yeah, I think if I tried to day trade any of this, I think I would have gone crazy. Plus the percent moves on it were pretty small, so you would have to use that big size.
Yeah.
If you wanted any sort of real profit on this one. Yeah, that 226 million shares. I said the float was like 200 million.
I try to stay clear. I can't guess the direction ever on those larger float stocks. They don't move like small caps, so I have no idea which direction they're going to go. I feel like, oh, it's setting up a flag and we'll keep moving up, and then we'll just reverse.
Yeah, it's weird. I looked at it and I was like, God, it looks generally like a pretty decent first stare. It just has these wicked sell-offs every now and then. So that was kind of like, let me just buy into one of these sell-offs and then hold for a bit.
Bounce was wild. I thought it was done.
I thought it was done too. When I saw this yesterday, I was like, okay, game over. Like, I called it right around then as well. But then it pops all the way back up and starts trending to a new high, which is ridiculous. But yeah, I mean, it's a total grinder. This whole move, 27%, took basically a day. I don't know. That's not really tradable in my opinion, at least for our strategies. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I would have done well to avoid it. That was definitely a part of why I overtraded yesterday. So I was trading something really not within my strategy, and it got me frustrated.
Yeah. Identifying your strategy and then trading it, and then being super, super patient. I've been a lot more patient than I have been in the past, and it's been helping me a lot. I think I might have to do with Colby Colby was saying, I might have to pick like my top 3 or 4 setups and just make a playbook for each one. Shouldn't be too hard to do. Well, I mean, it'll take time, but you know, you have it pretty much in your head. But I think writing it down, I've done it before, and it is really, really good. And then sometimes I'll study my, like, I'll basically back test my strategy in terms of, I'll do here on demand and on TD Ameritrade, and I'll pick a day where I knew I was trading it either well or not well, and then I'll just trade it again. And you start identifying pretty nuanced things that make a big difference. Like, I don't know, like if the price is below the close of the former 5-minute candle, even if it's on the front side, it's a little bit more bearish, and you got to be more careful. But as long as the price is over the former 5-minute close, like that's when you can look for those continuations and new high breakouts. Like little things like that I've noticed, you know, just really digging into your strategy. Because for me, it's basically a pure front side strategy, you know, over the 9 EMA on the 5-minute, on the 1-minute, over VWAP, and you're just riding that momentum, which makes me so upset that I didn't trade SNGX, because that is the definition of my setup.
Mm-hmm. I missed SNGX. It was too early for me. Yeah,
no, it makes sense. In California, it's way too early. But
yeah,
I stared at it the whole time. Actually, I came in a little bit late. I was online, but I didn't see it till about in this area. And I'm not gonna lie, it didn't have that much volume, and it was up 200%. So I felt like buying here was just foolish. And then it just never really pulled back that much. This is where I missed it by like 2 cents. Right here, I had my limit order. I missed that, popped up again. And then I tried to buy it on this pullback. I missed it again. And then I had my limit order right here on the 9 EMA, missed it again. And it pretty much just continued like that the whole time. So.
Yeah, I traded it so carefully because I was like, God, it's so high already. It's not going to keep going. And
yeah, it felt
moving
weird.
and moving.
It was definitely grinding, because usually when a ticker's making new highs and the volume's lower, that's to me a massive red flag, which should have been, I should have been trading this pullback here, because we just had a new high in the green. So this would have been a really good one to actually trade. Also, this candle is pretty low red. So I should have been getting super aggressive here on this move right here, and I didn't. So that was my mistake today. And because I missed that, I think that's pretty much why I'm red today, because, you know, you miss a few of those good moves, and then you start getting FOMO on worse moves, and then you make a lot of simple mistakes that should have probably never came. It's a little bit like a snowball effect.
Yeah. That move, what it started, like it hit our scanners, probably was that like what, $3 or something?
Yeah, it hit the scanners a little bit late. Somebody called it out in the Discord. That's when I actually saw it. Then it was on my scanner, but I didn't even notice it on my scanner.
I mean, if it was at $3, we should have been able to capitalize on that and make probably been done for the day and not even have to look at the rest of the day.
Dude, for real, like that actually used to happen like in 2020. Like sometimes, you know, it'd be 8 o'clock and I'd be up, you know, $2,000, and I was like, well, I should probably go ahead and call it. Sometimes I did, not always, but exactly on moves like this. So I was really disappointed in myself that I didn't do a better job on it today. I guess really the lesson there is, you know, if the stars are aligning, you got to jump on it. It's okay to be wrong, but it's not okay to just miss the move.
Yeah, I agree with that for sure.
Yeah.
I am currently stuck in the ASNS Halt down.
Oh, no.
So it's looking like I'm going to take a loss here.
I was even looking at this one. I was kind of tempted to trade it, because
it false halted and then it stacked lower.
Where did you did you get in when it false halted?
Yeah, so I'm in at 847 with 1,300 shares, and it's looking like a resumption at 8. It just looked, it was a really weak halt down.
Yeah, very low volume halt down.
So 30 seconds basically to resumption. we'll
Does the
see.
doc,
And it's
doc
going
platform
lower.
tell you when or what the resumption prices are going to be?
Yeah, that's why I like it. It has, and I have the Halt imbalance add-on, so I can see the actual imbalance in the Halt too. So I can see if the imbalance is to the buy side or the sell side.
That's so much nicer. We're flying blind here with TOS.
Yeah, exactly. I was for a long time too. I used to have to just ask the chat. Oh, that's awesome. That's a
was
huge move down. That sucks.
Shit.
Can we get a bounce? Come on.
There we go.
Get back over 750 would be nice. Well, I went from up 3,100 to like 1,300.
No.
Yeah. That
Ah,
sucks.
shit. Yeah, that's
God, what a... And it's what I've done the last 2 days too. Ridiculous. I've given back so much profit this week.
yeah. Yeah, you and Toby, I mean, that's what like the big topic is right now, is like how do you avoid giving back these profits? Typically, I mean, Ross doesn't usually trade in these kind of midday sessions. Is there something you're trying different, or like what is your thoughts about trading midday? Because I usually never traded either.
If I see something that's moving, I'll trade it, but
Yeah,
I try to get out by like 10 my time.
yeah, okay, so like 1 or so
Yeah.
Eastern.
Really wish that I had stopped when I said I was going to, like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Super frustrating.
I feel like every trader says that. I really wish I
Yeah,
would have stopped
exactly.
20 minutes ago. I think I
Should've
say that
just
to myself every day.
should have just stopped.
Now it's even crawling back, but that was looking pretty ugly here too. It didn't even.
Yes, so I stopped out on it.
Uh,
I am interested in, so I took a position there at 78. I just stopped out.
Risky.
Just looks like it.
I
Kinda
still want to
looks
trade
like it wants
myself,
to
mainly
be.
because I'm red, which is a horrible reason to keep trading. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like if I see that opportunity, I feel like you right now, where I'm like, if I see that situation, I want to jump on it.
Yeah, so frustrating. Like I was up 3 grand. Now I'm up literally 1,000.
Mm.
It's a really frustrating market right now.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think if I could have got back to closer to maybe green or break even, I might have walked away. There was a time I was down like 700, and I made it back down to like only 200. And I was thinking about walking away, and then I
Yeah.
traded NGX one more time, and I think it was like a $600 or $800 loser right away. And then I did a few more
Yeah.
trades, and I was down 1,000, and I'm down like 690, and it's tough. Like I can't keep my profits today, which is a really bad sign for combo between my style and the markets. So I've been just kind of waiting, thinking, well, it was such a bad like late pre-market, such a bad open, and not really great late mornings. I was like, there must be something soon, because that's usually the case. So that's also why I'm sticking around longer, and you probably feel somewhat the same. Yeah. Well, at least you're still green, but yeah, there's nothing worse than getting back that half that chunk of profit. I mean, that's frustrating. I guess getting all of it back, that's the worst than going red.
Yeah, exactly. At least I'm still like decently green on the day, but it was a really solid green day.
Yeah. I guess if you have a really solid green day on a pretty nasty market, then that might be the writing on the wall.
Yeah, the writing was on the wall. There was nothing good today, and I had a solid day after starting red. It's still like okay, but I gave back 2/3 off the top.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
ideal.
Not ideal.
I'm still watching ASNS. It looks like it's trying to go lower, but I'm not sure if it's going to be able to. It's having a hard time going lower. So maybe here, but there's a bid at 730. And it's getting sold into a little bit, but
Yeah, technically it's like the opposite of breaking out to the front side. It's breaking out to the downside and it's making these higher lows with lower volume, or lower lows with lower volume. So there's divergence there.
yeah, right.
So technically it's losing steam, but yeah, when you're a long bias trader, losing steam to the downside is still kind of tricky.
That's what I'm looking at. Like if it can't finish the job to the downside, then it'll bounce.
Right.
It has to do one or the other.
Yeah, there's possible a good double at bottom around 6.
Yeah. I'm just watching the price action here. 730, 740 is holding for now, but it keeps trying to push down. Just
Yeah,
hasn't been able to yet.
TOP might almost be. I don't know. This ticker really doesn't speak to me at this point, but
yeah, me neither. I gave back the 500 I was up on TOP, and now I'm red 92 on it. Because I was trying for that first halt up and it stopped me out and then it halted up. So I gave back 600 on that, and I've given back 1500 or 1400 on ASNS.
yeah, so unnecessarily it feels like too.
Yeah, right.
For my trending P&L for Monday through Wednesday, I was kind of volatile. I'll be green, then red. And then usually when I start getting green, but I feel like I'm starting to think about what my profit is as opposed to what the stocks are doing, I'll go ahead and call it. So I've been basically ending every day near the high. Today it's a little bit the opposite. I'm down, 690, like I said, and it's just like I was slightly green, then big red, slightly green, then big red, slightly green, then big red. So I'm literally like my own backside right now. But I feel like I'm at the point where I put in a little bit of a bottom. So I think mentally it might be worth to keep trading, but yeah, I'm also struggling to see opportunity.
Yeah.
There's that bounce on TOP. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we try to have a double top or a break of 40. But I mean, if you think about it, it did sell off here 75%. So this bounce is already super strong, 50% bounce. I don't know. Also, today was a bit of a large cap day. I mean, stocks like Shop up tremendously. Look at this, 20%, no, 30% on earnings. Snow, I think I'm finally green on this ticker again. It had a huge, this is just an investment, not a massive size, but I just wanted to allocate a little bit of my portfolio into stocks that I generally like as companies.
Yeah, sure.
Actually, I bought Playboy PLBY, and I'm up 200 on this one. I don't know much about the company itself, besides that, it's a strong brand. I didn't dive so much into the fundamentals, is what I'm trying to say. But I mean, if you look at it, it kind of feels like a little bit of a floor came in. I just feel like you might wait.
Big play a few years ago.
Yeah, I think it was a SPAC merger, and I traded some of this. I held into this SPAC, and it was a huge winner of mine. It was just tiny size. I forgot the actual SPAC name, and then I started just taking profits, but I still, But yeah, I mean, it's a huge brand. Everyone knows Playboy, and it's a $73 million market cap at this point, which just feels undervalued. So I think there's like a lot of plays that you can maybe look into. Even like PayPal, I'm not crazy about PayPal, but PayPal is another company that just felt so cheap. So I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, I did notice that today was really like a large cap. Lemonade, that's the company I wanted to mention. Lemonade is another one where I was holding it and I'm just about to break even again. Just there's a lot of sell off and it's down. It was down literally like 90%, 95% from the highs. And this company seems to have pretty good financials. It's still bleeding cash a little bit, but had great earnings and now it's finally moving up again. But it's like, you know, when you try to accumulate a company like this, you know, where do you buy? It just keeps selling off. It's down 95%. But yeah, so it took a move 44% off the lows for me to almost get back to break even. So it's investing in this market is also just really difficult.
Well, I unfortunately just ruined my day.
No, what did you do this time?
I took ASNS right there with 4,000 shares at 663, and now it's showing 6. So that's going to put me really solidly red as soon as it opens.
You're in another halt down.
Yeah, it was another week, like false halt looking thing. So I'm going from up 3,000 on the day. I will be pretty much down 3,000 on the day when this resumes.
Oh my God.
So that really sucks.
Oh, dude, that stresses me out hearing that.
Yeah, me too.
Sorry if the pod made you want to trade because you were looking at the charts.
No, it's just me making stupid decisions. Yeah, it would be nice to see that resumption come up a bit.
So
And
you're seeing
I had such a good day.
you had a yeah.
You know, just one of those days that makes you feel like an idiot. That sucks.
Yeah. So you're seeing right now on the order book or on the how does it look on your screen where it says $6?
It's just on the level 2 on DOS.
Uh,
Just shows you the price it's going to resume at. 60-cent drop. It was such a weak halt too.
on almost no volume, yeah.
Yeah, it's showing some imbalance to the buy side right now, but like I don't know if it's going to come back up to 660.
If it's gonna open lower at $6, you said that's gonna be I mean, oh God, it's hard to say. Anything could happen.
Yeah.
I was noticing halts were doing some weird stuff yesterday, like
Mm-hmm.
higher when they were halted down and
Yeah, they've been doing really weird
like,
stuff all week.
halting up and then opening way lower. Like it's been wild. Yesterday I noticed it quite a bit.
Yeah, I'm nervous to trade halts. You guys are like halt hunters. I'm the opposite.
Some kid in one of the chats, he was like, in one of the stocks halted down and it resumed up. And so he actually made money on his trade.
Yeah, I've seen some of those too. Like halts have no sense lately at all. ASNS is coming up a little bit. It's at 613 now, but I mean, it's still a 50-cent loss on 4,000 shares.
CY2TO is talking to, yeah, that's 4,000 shares. You punched that one.
Should open in a minute.
What decides if a halt's going to move up or down?
Just the imbalance in the halt. People are putting out orders and it matches as many orders as it can on the bid and the ask at the same price. And then people put orders wherever they're putting them in the halt, so it changes the imbalance.
Okay.
So this should open in 30 seconds. It's showing 619. So that's 40 cents, 615. Man, what a stupid decision. It sucks. I'm gonna just let it I guess, see if I get any bounce out of it. 5 seconds, opening at 6:16. Just give me some bounce, please. Looks like it should have opened there, so that might mean it's a 10-minute halt, which could be good because the resumption price has been coming up.
It's weird that like you could still, it almost feels like you can still trade it when it's halted, or like there's price discovery still going on, I should say.
Yeah, exactly.
It's weird. I feel like they should really get rid of halts. I think they do more damage than they do good.
They definitely do, yeah. But I feel like that's part of the purpose of them. Like they're not to help us. Oh. 50 cents down, so I don't think that's quite real.
Top almost looks like a backside flag setting up. On the 5-minute is what I saw it on just now.
Yeah, this position just really killed me. I was up 2,400 on it. I'm currently up 450 on it still after making some other stupid decisions, but now this position's really going to kill me. Showing 628 now. It'd be sick if this opened higher. It would just be awesome.
That would be amazing.
That would be huge. I mean, last time it had this kind of awkward moment, 1 minute of stress, and then it popped up a good 11%.
Yeah. Showing 628 with a buy side imbalance. So typically you'll see, and now it's 629, you'll see the imbalance to the buy side or the sell side growing, and then it'll come up to the next price point, and then the imbalance will be much smaller. So it was like, and now it's 24 shares imbalance at 630 to the buy side. Now it's 1,200 share imbalance to the buy side at 630. Now it's 640 with a 300 imbalance. So the price adjusts, and then the imbalance also adjusts. But the imbalance is growing again at 640 to the buy side. So let's see if it can keep coming up.
Might even be another good entry if it if it does open lower but then kind of stalls out.
Yeah, we'll see. So it's at 640 still, and the imbalance is growing on the buy side. So I think, and then it just chopped in half on the buy side. I thought we were going to see a pop up to a higher price point, but I mean, even if it opens at 640, that's not like the end of the world. It's a lot better than if it was going to open at 6 at least. We'll see.
Yeah, huge difference.
Huge difference. Yeah.
Every 10 cents a share is pretty major. I mean, 10 cents a share is usually a good trade.
Yeah.
Like 20 cents is already
So it should
like
open in a minute. 663. I would, oh man, I'd be so happy if it opened higher.
That'd be so amazing. Yeah, TOP looks like it might break out.
I just can't believe that again I ruined the day. So I still make the same mistake even after I had a really good day. My daily P&L chart today is going to look so stupid.
I'll be on your social waiting for it.
I know. So imbalance to the buy side is growing again. It's still showing 640, opens in 30 seconds. Let's see that pop up to 650, or even better, 680. Okay. So 20 seconds, still showing 640, but the imbalance is to the buy side fairly strong. 10 seconds. I'm almost wondering if I should just sell a chunk right on resumption, or if I want to let it maybe bounce. I sold all there because it has a stack on the ask.
I think that's, do you sell 28? That's still going down.
But I'm watching for a bounce.
Yeah, same. That's 6. There is support there. I thought we were gonna crack 6 though.
Yeah, I gave back 1,500 on that trade. So it puts me at negative 900. At least it's not negative 3,000 like I thought I was going to be. But I'm still watching for a bounce.
Yeah, something in the
All right, I'm in there at 633. Let's have a major pop. Like, we should be able to bounce towards 7 if it can get over 650.
I guess knowing that buy side and balance is really helpful. It makes you much more able to get bullish on these kind of setups.
Yeah, I just got out of that position for a really small loss. Man, that sucks. So I'm watching it going lower here. Maybe I can take it under 6. I don't know.
That's what I was thinking. I was trying to do maybe a small size, like a couple hundred shares, just to practice hold trading because I don't trade food so much.
Yeah, I just can't believe I went from up 3 grand to down 1,000 on the day, like an idiot.
Yeah.
Oh well. I'm green on the week still, at least.
Yeah, that's really good. I'm also green on the week, even though I had a big red day so far. But sometimes I think about like, man, even if I just had a $200 green day, you know, that if you calculate the spread between being green and red, like makes a big difference in your like cumulative P&L. But it's not a healthy thing to think about, I think, because it's a super irrelevant way to think. It doesn't mean anything really. It's like, sure, the math is there, but you can't trade like that.
Yeah, I mean, that's just how this market has been lately. Like the last 2 weeks, it's been really difficult. It has definitely cooled off a ton. Like even with these crazy strong moves, they have so much range to both sides. It's not really like it's easy to either side still.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a seller in there pushing it down. Let's see if that seller weakens or keeps going.
I can hold it again.
Or is it going to be a false?
No, I'm looking. Jeez, it is just getting pounded. Well, I didn't buy that one at least.
I was close to buying it because I wanted to see it something around 550 to jump on it, but I didn't.
It's so far below VWAP now, and it's under the.
Oh, they just announced an offering.
That's what it is.
God, what a joke.
That's what it is. Yeah, they're raising capital on retail. Yeah, this is a tough one to want to trade now at this point with that offering news. That's pretty much a nail in the coffin.
Yeah, that kind of like kills potential for me to be green on the day. I think. I mean,
unless there's a different ticker, I think you'd have to trade a different ticker at this point.
Right, exactly. Like I can stick around and see, but there's nothing moving.
Yeah, it's a wasteland. That's literally what I've been doing. I took a shower before the pod because I was like just watching the market like a freaking drug addict, waiting for something to pop. nothing.
There's just literally nothing moving, nothing worth trading.
Yeah, that's what it is. Nothing worth trading. I mean, SNGX, right? Like I said, it had that little pop here, and then that's where I gave it all back right here. Boom, just like
Yeah.
huge loss.
So like, even though I'm down 950 on the day right now, my last red day was the last day of March. So
wow.
yeah. You know, I have to have a red day at some point. In the
I can't
grand
believe you
scheme of
got
things.
through all of April with that red. I saw your
I know.
calendar. It was so impressive. I was like, dang, that looks good.
Yeah, that was awesome. I think that was the first full month that I had all green like that. My longest green streak is like 30 some days, but not I mean, I guess it had to have been. I guess I had to have no, not necessarily. Like, I think that that is actually my first all green month. So like, in the grand scheme of things, it's not that big of a deal. I'm never going to look back on the day and be like, and remember that I was up 3 grand on this day. I'll just see a small red day.
Yeah. Yeah, those
But we'll
things.
see.
Yeah. I feel like red days just disappear into the oblivion. Although I think I have a few memories of some red days. I'll never forget this one where I was up 2,000. I was instantly down 2,000. I was like in a beautiful trade, but then instead of at the all-time high of this stock, instead of like doing my hotkey to sell, I did my hotkey to buy.
Oh no.
And literally after that, it flushed. It did one of those like 10, 15% flushes. And just like that, I'd like top tick the ticker when I actually wanted to sell it. I went from up 2 to down 2, and I was like, wow, that red day is still like ingrained in my head because it was so frustrating.
I've had those. Yeah, that's horrible.
You even like had the right idea. Your fat fingers messed you up.
Yeah, exactly. I've done that. Yeah.
I would use the keyboard for sells and use my mouse to buy.
That's smart.
Well, I don't do that. I've done that too.
Yeah, that's already a good solution. That's actually a great solution.
And then I've turned off so you can't buy on my keyboard at all. So I have to click the buy button to get into a trade.
Yeah, it's actually a good idea. I've actually also accidentally bought just on my keyboard by hitting the wrong button. So it's not a good, I mean, that might be a good philosophy.
Yeah, I used to do that too. I'd be trying to scale out or something and buying in, and I'm not watching my share size because I know how many shares I was in. And then
right.
And then you look up and you're like, uh-oh. Well, it's just too high and it's going against me now. Yeah.
I had one of my best trades ever where it was an accident. I forgot to sell half the position because I used to hotkey to sell a certain amount of shares. And the next day I woke up and it was up like 50%. I made like 4,000 on that. That was my best mistake. Usually my mistakes cost me a couple $1,000.
Yeah, I feel like I would wake up and be down $4,000.
That's usually me, but I think that was the first time ever in like my whole trading career something could happen accidentally. So it's usually not a very forgiving environment. But I think that was like in 2020 where stocks just randomly went up all the time.
Yeah, I think I've done that once. I think I wasn't that big of size and I only lost like $500, but I definitely make a note to look at my screen and make sure I'm out of every position before I turn it off.
I do the same now.
Too.
Yeah, like
I got stuck one time with a Tesla options contract over a weekend, I think, because I didn't realize that you couldn't trade options after hours.
Oh, yeah.
That sucked.
oh yeah, that's some serious time decay probably.
Well, it was it might not have been a weekend. I think it was just an overnight, but I think it was like a $2,000 red trade.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like the end of the world, but it also wasn't great.
No, it's frustrating. It's also like an annoying way to start the Monday, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Closing big losses. Yeah, it seems like ASNS is another 10-minute halt here. gonna grind lower. Yeah, I'm not really sure what to go for. Honestly, I should have probably switched gears today a bit and just went for large caps because there were some pretty decent front side trends once the market opened. I think that's really where the money was today. I mean, even Shake Shack, good earnings, and then just had these like really nice clean pops. Well, I don't know how clean this one was, but Shop was pretty nice. And I saw a few other ones that are kind of just no longer on my scanner where they used to be. So I'm not sure where it was.
Yeah, I know there's been a lot of large cap news the last couple of days or so. Etsy had earnings last night, and unfortunately, it's down like $10 a share today. But so ASNS is still halted. So it was a private offering on ASNS for $3.5 million at $3.70 per share, so like a million share offering. So like actually not the biggest deal in the world, which makes me kind of curious about a short squeeze at some point, maybe today, once it stops halting down.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from. I mean, the shares outstanding are only 1.7. I mean, and 3.5 million placement, market cap is 10 million. Yeah, I mean, it could eat it for sure, but it also came from a low of 262. So I'm not sure why it went up. It looks like some of these catalysts, I don't know how credible they are. It could just be an AI kind of sympathy play, which means then it really will really sell off aggressively again. I don't know. There was a time where I stopped looking at the news altogether because I would create so many biases around a stock, and then I would trade my biases instead of the price action.
Yeah, I don't really pay much attention to news. I am aware if something has news or doesn't, but the only thing that matters is if it's moving in which direction.
Yeah. And you kind of understand how strong it is based on just on the pure volume. Yeah. Yeah. No, I feel you there. Hopefully get a bit more action tomorrow. I wouldn't mind. Yeah.
The worst thing for me now is that I feel like I have to sit here until I find something to get green on again, which is exactly what happened the last 2 days. I'm so tired of sitting here and watching nothing happening.
No, I feel you there. I mean, that's half the reason I'm still looking at it, because I'm red. If I was green, knowing myself, I probably would have called it just because that's what I've been doing lately, because I need to rebuild some confidence after my major losing streak. But yeah, it's just, what are you gonna do today? Just do extra laps in the pool?
No, unfortunately, it's like really gray and not nice out here this week, so I haven't been in the pool this week. I swam last week and I actually competed for the first time in 4 years, so that was a lot of fun.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
What kind of stroke?
I did 100 fly and 50 free, so short events. They were fun.
That's quick. Those are like bullets. Oh wow! Look at that. Opens even lower. There might be a good trade here. I mean, look at the daily. There's huge support.
I know there's gonna be a strong bounce at some point. I'm watching it. This is a strong halt, but one of these halts down is going to be weak and it's going to halt back up. And I'm going to be in it with like 6,000 shares. I'll tell you what.
I'll tell you what.
So that one halted down at 554. It opened at 490. This one halted down at 440. It's showing 4.
Do you want to share your screen? I would love to see that.
Yeah. So you can see that, right?
Nothing yet. Oh, hold on.
Oh, you got it. Yeah, you got to let me.
Yeah. Try again.
Nope, nothing.
Every time.
There we go. Okay, so You guys over there. So we got Manoli in here with his $2.5 million verified profit badge. I go, let's get back to green. He just popped back in here. He was taking a little break, but so we have ASNS here. Here's my DOS montage. Short sale restriction is on, which is interesting. So it wasn't before, I don't think. We've got this level here. We've got this level here. Got something there. So we're showing that there are 11,000 shares that have been matched and paired that will go through at 4 when it resumes. And then the imbalance is to the buy side, 785 shares. And now it's over 1,000 shares. So as the imbalance grows, you might see this come up to like 401, 405, and then the imbalance at that price point shrinks. So now it's 3,000 shares. So we might see this creep up a little bit. But yeah, I'm going to be watching for one of those halts that opens and doesn't really continue to the downside.
Yeah, that last halt was so quick, but I mean, we have basically the floor around 350, and then 4 was the breakout earlier this morning. So maybe something in that area could be insane amount of support. Now I really see the head and shoulders on the 1 minute. It wasn't.
Yeah, I mean, there was a head and shoulders there for sure. I just thought that, I mean, it did false halt. It literally did false halt, and then it restacked lower. So now it's showing, now it's showing 4 again. It was showing 390. It should resume in 2 minutes. I just need 25 cents on 4,000 shares. Is that too much to ask for? It might be. I hope it's not.
$13.09. Yeah, it's nice. This is shows so much more information.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I got it. It's $120 a month, and then the imbalance data is a $15 add-on, but the time and sales is like actually usable. The level 2 is actually usable. And I actually think the order executions are a little bit faster, or I get better fills on market orders through DOS compared with through ThinkorSwim. Because it's a lighter weight, faster interface to TD. I've just got 10 other charts up on my external monitor, and I'm just watching everything to see if something wants to give us a move.
Yeah, I'm also watching everything, but nothing really does seem.
So this should open 30 seconds at 4:02. Was the last halt 10 minutes? Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was.
2 halts were 10 minutes.
Yeah, which is kind of annoying.
There's a KVUE. It's a IPO stock. It's
KVUE. Okay. Interesting. Do you know the float on that?
No idea.
Yeah. So resumption price is creeping. It's hanging around 4. So that's that one. And then we've got QRTEB, which is actually going up, showing an 850 resumption right now.
What?
And it actually probably resumes here in 3 seconds. So 850 right there, it should resume. And it's still not. We've had so many 15, 20, 25 minute long halts this week. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in a 30-minute yesterday.
Yeah. Which one was that? I think I was watching it.
DCAI or something.
Oh, I don't think I was looking at that one. Yeah, it's been insane. They've just been so long, and there's like no predictability with how much they might gap up or even.
HCDI.
Oh yeah, I was trading HCDI yesterday.
I was stuck in that 30-minute haul.
Yeah,
Losing my mind a little bit.
yeah, like it's crazy.
Yeah, because you don't want to leave the computer because you don't know how long it's really going to be, and then it's like you're like in high anticipation mode for 30 minutes straight.
Sometimes
they can open it.
Yeah, they'll open randomly.
They open randomly after 15 minutes, I think. They can open at any time. I have to double check on that, but it's 15 or like 20 maybe.
Yeah, so
Yeah, it's messed up. All you could do is put on alerts, and then technically you could walk away, but then that's also not very nice because then you're the first 10 seconds or so.
Yeah, super important.
You gotta sometimes make some choices, or
yeah, that's the key moments.
Right. Yeah, the most important couple of seconds.
My old dip and rip. Just let it go a little red and just start slamming to buy.
Yeah, exactly.
And hope it just runs up to the next halt.
So ASNS was at 4, then it was at 420. Now it's at 415.
So it's crawling up again, but last time it barely pushed the price back up, and then it flushed all the way back down.
Wow. So KVUE is actually a 1.8 billion float.
Oh shit.
So what is that? What is that stock? That's fully large cap at $26.
And
I took the break of 26.
Enview.
Small size. Got maybe about $100 on it.
There we go. A little bit.
I'm only down like 400.
Yeah, valuing the company at $48 billion. So that is definitely not a small cap.
$41.08 billion.
All right. Well, I missed this one, but that's fine because I don't think I would have put any sort of size into something that resumed that high, and it's showing a flat resumption now, which is good.
I don't know how to trade these stickers because they unhalt and then they halt again.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never built any sort of strategy around those. I just watch them and I'm like, wow.
Yeah, they're pretty crazy. You got to be pretty in tune with how they move and what you're seeing on the tape, and also like willing to take a loss, basically.
Yeah, that's a big part that sometimes keeps me, because I don't know if I can always justify taking losers on those because it just doesn't make sense. And then if I take a loss, I'm like, well, that just was unnecessary because I should have that anyway.
It's pretty wild though, like how often a stock, if it's in the first or second halt, it will dip slightly and then just go straight up. It may not go to another halt, but it is uncanny how often it does that.
So we've got ASNS opening in 10 seconds, actually showing flat now. So,
oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, a little imbalance to the sell side. So I might see what happens.
Popped up. I've been waiting for a move into the 4s for maybe a buy. I mean, like 4 exactly.
I want it to get kind of slammed down a little bit more. Because like,
yeah, there's that bounce. I guess we were all fearful at that moment.
Wow, I lost 500 on that. I sold half of my size there at 485 and the other half at 450. So that sucks.
I'm gonna have to rewatch that one, see it. That moved so quick, that pop, and then pop back down. Was that a market order then?
Yeah, I got,
Yeah.
there's my executions. I got a ton of slippage from 459 is where I punched it. And then I filled half the order at 485. I sold half at 485 and then the other half at 452. Just
Oh, that's super annoying. That's literally the perfect low. It almost bounced back down to.
yeah.
Ah.
And now it's straight back up to 485.
Yeah, and the bid's on 445 out there.
Well, see if it can hang around and maybe look like it wants to go through 5. Maybe I'll buy a dip on it. I don't know. So now I'm just watching for it to push down. So we've got a bit of selling on the ask.
Could be an opportunity here. That's that light fall. Sell volume is very light.
Yeah. There's just like no buying volume. I know that puts me at 1400. There's a seller at 496.
%7 green candle so far.
I'm pretty sure it was my volume that pushed it up from 450 to 485.
It could have been because look at the it's only got like 50,000 shares being traded. It's a tiny amount for after the market opens.
Yeah, I mean, I was like 10% of the volume in that candle.
Yeah, that's disgusting. That's like that's really not what you want it to be.
QRTV resumed lower and then went straight to a halt down.
Yeah, it's showing resumption at 0, which is not what you want to see.
0.
Now it's showing 12, 13, 25, 13, 0, 20. I think that the system might have broken on this one.
Yeah, there's not enough data probably. The volume is just so, if someone removes their order, it probably just giant affects it. It's interesting to see that. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah. What's ASNS doing? So stupid. I just can't believe that it sold my other half down 30 cents on that.
Nicholas in your group says, is that God selling? I think the system broke.
I'm just kind of surprised that ASNS has no bounce and no volume in it. But all right, so now it's showing 499 all the way down here.
Yep, that's exactly why I don't trade tickers like you.
Yeah, I mean, you just
definition.
you can't trade the backside on something like this that just goes straight up because it's going straight back down.
But if you're on that front side and ride a couple of those holds,
yeah,
huge.
I haven't been able to do that yet.
Actually, yesterday was the first time I held into a hold.
I mean, I've held into halts, but I still haven't gotten one that opened like $3 a share higher.
I was lucky. It was my first time, and it opened I think it opened $3 higher, and I held it a little bit, and
yeah,
just a little bit more out of it. Made like almost $2,000 on 500 shares.
well, I just bought 2,500 shares of ASNS there as the bid popped up, and now the bid dropped out. So see if we can get back up through 5. Got some out there for 5 cents. There we go. See if I can get the rest out just under the halt level. It'd be nice. It sure would be real nice. Still haven't gotten any shares out. Come on. There's nobody buying on the ask, it seems like.
And nobody wants to get dumped on.
Yeah, I'm out of that. So that was 300.
That wasn't bad. I like that entry. I was eyeing it too.
Yeah, did you see the bid pop up to 490 and then it pulled back to 475 when I got in at 490. So I was like, well, but then luckily it did keep going. So we just got a long live interactive trade podcast going here now.
Yeah, it's gonna be an unusual one.
Yeah.
Kind of cool.
But
Though.
I think it's good. Something totally different.
Mm-hmm.
And today seems like it makes sense for it to some extent. Maybe not.
I like seeing
opposite.
this DOS thing.
I love DOS.
So do you watch the ladder at all on the TOS, or you've not even?
I do.
That? Okay.
No, I do watch both of them actually, because it's really easy to see how strong or weak a halt is on the ladder, because it just stacks it all on the same price. And like the DOS level 2 is really good, but you'll have all of the orders across the different exchanges on the different, or just across the different exchanges stacking at the same price level. So like 44, 44, 24. So it's like harder to add up and see how strong a halt is reading this level 2.
So yeah, you can see your numbers easier.
Yeah, it's just one number on the ladder. So that actually, I think, really makes it easier for me to read halts.
And on your DOS level 2, you're just watching the color basically to know if there's a lot of buy and sells going on.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, I know that my top tier on DOS, the color is green. So like, is there deeper green on the buy side or the sell side for one? And then on DOS, oh, this did actually halt up. On DOS, like you can see that it's actually different colors. Like on ThinkorSwim, like you guys know, it's just green or red, and that's it. And no difference in the green or red. And on DOS, I've got white, I've got light red, dark red, I've got light green, dark green. So like it actually tells me a lot more information, and it's just pattern recognition. Like you spend enough time watching price action and out of the corner of your eye seeing how the tape speeds up or what color the tape is when a certain type of move is about to happen. It becomes pattern recognition.
Yeah.
To recognize it after a little bit.
Yeah, I think the TOS one's not that good. I hardly use it at all.
Yeah, exactly. I never really relied on it for my strategy either.
Yeah, same.
All right, so QRTEB is going between a $5 resumption, and it was at $7.50 just a second ago. So that should be interesting. And then we've got Fat BB. Yeah, I love that ticker. This is one of my favorite old momentum tickers from back in like, I guess it was last summer, $9 to $15 in a day. I feel like we've traded it before then too. Fat BB, yeah. Another $7 to $30 move in 2 days. It's an old momentum ticker. HCDI. Okay. So it's coming back up. I'm not sure how much I like it though, because it had such nasty moves earlier. We've got QRTEB, should be resuming in a minute and a half. Now it's showing 525. So still a kind of nasty resumption. ASNS resumption is creeping up. Well, I've got $1,100 to go, I think.
$1,100. Yeah, you gonna try to get back in the green, or yeah, I guess if there's.
I mean, yeah, I guess. As long as things are moving. If
Yeah.
things are moving, I have a chance.
Yeah, no, I feel you. I kind of want to do the same, but I think I'm gonna take maybe an hour break, maybe watch Power Hour a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
I feel like
I think that we've
A
started
little
seeing.
early. Like 2:30 things start to be moving a little earlier than at 3
Yeah,
o'clock.
I was gonna say like 2:30 Eastern. We've been seeing some stuff popping up lately. So
yeah, that might make more sense because right now we're like in a desert. We're just starting to see mirages.
I know, yeah.
There's a setup. It's like just black.
So ASNS opens in 30 seconds.
All right, we'll watch this one together, and then I guess we can probably go ahead and call it so we can all do what we need to do.
Yeah. QRTEB should have opened there, but didn't, so it's a longer halt. So this should open in 15 seconds, showing a 25-cent gap up. So right here.
Yeah, there's that shoulder.
See if I potentially want to get in on like a dip or something. So let's see what it does. Bit of selling.
The volume's just so light. It's above the 9 and 15, you know.
Yeah, there's just like no shares going through practically. Like the time and sales should be moving fast, and it's just not all.
Yeah, it's frozen.
There shouldn't be now a 10-second gap in my time and sales. All right, where's the bottom on this? Halt level down is 502. Are we gonna halt down?
Maybe we almost touched it. TOP just is almost at a double bottom.
Yeah, I don't know. I think TOP is gonna fall off a cliff into like $10 territory.
Yeah.
It's just being liquidated.
Did you get that script I put on insiders, Alex, for the halt levels?
No,
I have that script too.
I did not add it yet.
I posted it on the insider, so you can use that. It actually is decent. It's not 100% accurate, but it gives you pretty good information. At least gives you a range of where you need to be really careful around.
Okay. Yeah, I'll try it out.
Did you find that on like a ThinkorSwim forum?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that I probably had the same script before I had DOS. It puts the halt levels in like the top left of the chart, right?
Yeah, top left, and it just gives you the halt up and halt down. Or
yeah.
Halt up. So do you want to share that so we can see it? And then we'll
yeah, go ahead.
Probably wrap it up.
It works pretty well, but it's not exactly accurate.
Let's see.
But it definitely gives you a good idea.
One sec.
There goes ASNS kind of holding this zone. Might keep grinding up. That volume though is just so unattractive.
There's just zero volume
hard to
on
trade
it.
with that volume.
Yeah.
I can't believe that I went from up 2,400 to red 1,100 on it.
Wrong screen.
Annoying.
Whatever, it happens, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I see it. The Halt up at 6, Halt lower for something.
493. I don't know why it gets cut off. I'm not sure if I did something wrong with it, but I can still barely read it. But yeah, that shows you the halt up, halt down. You know, and Danny was saying it was 502 or whatever, it was showing the same at that time. So
Oh, that's good.
fairly
Yeah, I had that same indicator on ThinkorSwim.
accurate.
Yeah, I might need to add that because it is really weird never knowing where the halts are. It just doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
You feel kind of like you're flying blind, and so it's just nice to know, and it's nice to, like, if something's moving hard, you know, it might push even harder because it's trying to get to a halt or something. So
Yeah.
be
And
an
it's important to know that.
Yeah, and if it's getting moved up and up and up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll let you guys get back to your lives. Hopefully, Danny, you can get back green.
Yeah, we'll
hopefully
see.
we can all get back green. I think we're all red now.
Yeah, now we are. I was
I'm back to red 500 again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'm also red.
We'll see. Yeah. If I'm red 1,000 today, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, it's in the greater scheme of things, it's tiny stuff, but
yeah,
it's always frustrating in the moment, very frustrating in the moment.
I don't even feel emotions about it. Like, I wish I had stopped 2 hours ago, like I said I was going to, but like, I think I'm past the point of frustration. It's whatever. It is what it is.
Shit.
Yeah, we'll try and do better. See if I can get some back, and otherwise, if I can do better tomorrow, as always.
Amen to that. Amen.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Happy live trading with everyone. It was nice, something different.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although not very profitable yet.
Not profitable at all. Actually, very unprofitable.
Very, very unprofitable, this new thing.
Yeah.
Shit. All right, guys.
All right. I'll catch you guys later.
Yep. Take care, guys.
Take care. Ciao, everyone.